Don't stress. Life is too short. What a fitting title for today's video. This is my Minecraft world where I play Minecraft every single day for an entire year. This is day 115. Along with that, we are grabbing a melon for every subscriber gained throughout this series. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and you could be a melon as well as you could possibly be on the wall of subscribers. And today, for our special guest, we have the Noth. Welcome to the legendary wall of subscribers. You are officially a legend. And I say that's a very fitting title for today because I recorded this video now two times. The first time, my storage was full. And as you can see, we have this build all of a sudden that just popped up. And, I explained that in the second time. But throughout the second time we recorded this video, our audio wasn't recording. So this is officially the third time. Well, I guess I have the video at least, but I'm recording a voiceover if you couldn't tell by now. But we built this beautiful looking sort of mine shaft thing, and we're going to get to work on that very soon and finish it up and make it look all nice. But I think it's looking pretty good. The only problem is, as I've said, is when I built it, I didn't realize, but it's kind of blocking our boathouse a little bit, and I didn't necessarily realize that when I was building it. But to get into the topic of today, which is don't stress, life is too short. I feel like a great place to start is talking about stress in general. And for example, I mean, this is a great example, as relevant as it gets. I recorded this video now three times. That's why this makes this a perfect example. And the first time I recorded it, I was obviously like, oh no, like I didn't actually record it. I got like 15 minutes or so into it. As you can see, it's nighttime. And I was like, oh no, this just ruined the entire challenge. And I started stressing over it. And I was like, well, um, the whole point of the video itself was not to stress. And I just started stressing myself out over it. I was like, oh no, this is going to ruin the challenge. This is terrible. And I was like, you know what? Like, this is, obviously my channel. Like, I kind of set the rules in a sense, not saying I would like to break any of my rules, but this is a pretty special case where I kind of was forced to, in a sense, break a rule, which wasn't really breaking the rules. I mean, I'm still playing one day of Minecraft every day. This time, I kind of, I guess, played 1.5 days in a sense, not on purpose. Like I said, was never meant to be like that. But besides that, you know, I think stress is caused a lot by having tasks to do and knowing you have to do certain tasks and just, pushing them off. I think for a lot of people that tends to cause stress, especially me in general. Like, I had to record this voiceover because I messed the video up for a second time and didn't realize. And because of that, I was stressed out, for a good majority of today. But I was like, you know what? I can't just keep thinking about it. Like, am I going to record the voiceover? Am I just going to leave it up with no voiceover? Um, I really got to upload, like some people already saw the video, like they're not going to want to go watch it again. And that's completely fine and understandable, because, some people are here to see my builds. Other people are here to watch me, listen to me yap. It kind of depends, I guess, who's watching my video. Some people might watch it over again. Some may like that I uploaded a second time in the day. They get a little extra content. So, in a sense, I was kind of just stressing myself out for no reason. And the only thing to kind of solve that stress is just to solve the issue myself, record the voiceover, and re upload the video. And, I'm sitting there and I'm just thinking about it like, should I do it? Should I not do it? And really just doing it in general. I mean, already, like talking over this video just already alleviates a lot of that stress. And I think that goes for anything in life, whether it's like, you got a big project coming up or you got a lot of tasks to do at work, whatever it really may be. Pushing stuff off like that just kind of, at least for me, and I've seen this in a lot of other people, and I almost died there. That was kind of crazy. I had the elytra, and that saved me. I just jumped off the edge into this giant depth of cave here. But Where was I? As I was saying, pushing off tasks in general, I think for a lot of people out there tends to cause a good amount of stress and just thinking about having to do tasks without doing them. And that goes along with a lot of the themes that I kind of discuss in these videos. And I like to like get into like all that philosophy and everything because I feel like I can provide some decent value for a lot of you and a little bit of good advice. Obviously, I'm not a philosopher or anything, but I do spend a good amount of time thinking about this stuff. So I feel like there's value there that I can provide to all of you. But I mean, for me especially, um, everybody struggles with stress, but for me especially, um, I think a lot of stress comes from, like I said, putting tasks off, as well as just not being in the certain place that you imagine yourself in. Like your thoughts don't align with, I guess, your actions always. You might think. Um, for example, you might think like, oh, I'm going to do this today and this today and this, and I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to do this. I'm going to eat healthy. And then all of a sudden you don't go to the gym or you don't eat healthy and then you're stressed out. So I think, like part of it is like your subconscious just thinks about like all these great things. It has these great plans for you. And sometimes your body might not align with those plans. You might be tired for the day. You might have woke up on the wrong side of the bed. You might not be in the best mood, whatever it is that holds you back. Um, you might get held back from that. And I'm not saying like everybody should just push through that and, go ahead and do everything they possibly can in the short period of 24 hours every day. Obviously, everybody needs a little time to relax, a little break here or there. Like that's life in general. And anybody that says like, "Oh, just push through," like I'm sure they've had days off, they've taken breaks. Everybody does. There's no way everybody could possibly work 16 hours of their waking day and be productive for all 16 hours. Like it is impossible. I refuse to believe it's possible, honestly. I mean, maybe it is possible. Maybe there's people out there who really just sleep 8 hours and then the instant they wake up, they're ready to go work. I don't know. Like I said, I might have said this in the voiceover as well. Like I believe in like a life balance. Like you got to be able to enjoy life, and I think you know the whole point of working is to enjoy life and give you a little freedom in life. Like once you get like some money, you're able to maybe buy a house, maybe get a nice dinner, maybe go watch a basketball game in person, whatever it may be, a baseball game, like you're able to like work to then kind of enjoy your life a little more than if you weren't working. And that's the whole point of, to me, working. I don't see the point of, like living to work. Like, I mean, do I enjoy work? Like sometimes, yes. Like I have to say, like when you get in that flow state and you're just doing things and you're not really thinking about it too much, work it could be enjoyable here or there. For the most part, I'd almost rather be doing a lot of other things almost every moment that I'm working, though. And I think there's probably a lot of people out there that would agree with that statement. Um, but yeah, I definitely believe in like a life balance. Like you can't work yourself into the ground, and most people who try to, they just kind of burn out. I mean, that's just how it works. Like you work too hard, your mind just gets tired. I mean, the mind's like a muscle. You go to the gym, if you push weights for 24 hours straight, you don't get any more muscle than if you push weights for 2 hours straight. And I think that's, pretty it kind of coincides with the mind as well. Like I think the mind is probably, to me at least, a very similar thing to where it's like if you work your brain out 24 hours straight, or say 16 hours straight, 10 hours straight, like the next day you're going to need a little bit of a break. So like I said, I mean, I'll be the first to say, like, I don't believe in like a 5-day work week. I think that's crazy. Like whoever invented that, I don't know. I think it's crazy working 5 days a week. I think it's crazy working anything more than 4 days a week. Do I do it? Yes, I do work 5 days a week, and then also do like Minecraft videos on the side and everything, as you can see. But like it's definitely it's strenuous. It's strenuous on the mind, on the body. Like you could wake up sometimes and you just feel out of it. Like I definitely have days where I'm just like brain fogged out, and I wouldn't be able to record a video like this today. I was lucky enough to have a little bit of downtime working, relax a little bit, give my mind a tiny little bit of a break. And as you can see, I'm kind of struggling to get these chains up. And there's a pond of mobs below me, which was pretty funny in the moment. They all kind of flowed down to that little spot. And I was worried about that creeper. He was trying to sneak up on me as well. My experience with creepers, it's not good. One of them took my birds. I'll never forget him. We had him for about 25 seconds. And then, yeah, creeper got him. But yeah, besides the point, I think a great way to think about it, and this might be honestly not a great way to think about it for some people, but I think some of the best advice is like don't stress, like life is too short. Like that's a great saying. And then to go deeper into that, like, I mean, everybody's eventually gonna die, sadly. You know, and it's sad to think, but I mean, once you're gone, you're gone. I mean, you only get so many hours on this earth. You only get so many days. Like, why spend any of that time stressing over small little things that, in the grand scheme of things, really don't matter? It might be, I guess, like a darker way to think about it. I don't think it's too dark. I think it's probably a lighter way to think about it because a lot of people, I mean, I don't know, say you stress for 2 hours a day and then you live 70 years. Obviously that's in great thought. Like you want everybody to have long, happy lives. But say you live 70 years, 2 hours a day, 365 days. I don't really know the math, but it's got to be over like 10,000 hours spent stressing. And to me, like that's crazy. And everybody stresses. Like I said, I was stressing today over this video. There's not really much you could do about it. But I think a good thing to do is kind of just figure out something that works for you. Whether it's like playing 20 minutes of Minecraft or trying to improve at something. That was kind of a clutch elytra, by the way, if you noticed that one. And I didn't even see. Is that a creeper right next to me to my right? Oh no, it's gravel. Okay. Um, but yeah, whether it's Minecraft or whatever it is, maybe you do like sewing, maybe you do like I've seen some of you in the comments do like clay pottery, whatever that is. Find time to do that. Video games, great. I think they're a great hobby. I don't know. They get a lot of hate a lot of the time. I think it's honestly older generations that kind of hate on them because they don't understand like the value of being able to let your mind relax and enjoy time with friends or maybe just by yourself. Like I think there's a lot of value in that. Um, like video games are kind of an escape from the world. Obviously, you can overdo it, which might end up causing you more stress if you're pushing off tasks to play video games. But I think if you could just put away a few hours every day to kind of just give your mind a break, take your mind off the world and everything, whether it's a job, whether it's school, whether it's, you got family stuff going on, anything in life, really, whatever is stressing you out or bothering you. If you could find, whether it's 20 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, I would say is probably a good amount of time. But just make sure you find that time to just give your mind a break sometimes because stress can eat you up. It can lower your quality of life for sure. um, that's a given. And it's just not a great thing overall. Do I know why we were given stress as human beings? No, I can't answer that question, but it's there, um, for a reason. Who knows why? But I think being able to deal with it is one of the best habits to learn as you get older. And I was always like, when I was a kid, I was probably, this is probably before I was 17, 18 years old. I was always like, I don't stress. Like all these adults talk about stress. Like what does that even mean? Like I don't even understand. Like everybody says they're stressing over this. Like I didn't really understand. And I technically, I mean, I if I didn't understand it, I really didn't have too much stress going on. I mean, I probably had some scenarios where I thought about them a little too deeply or whatever, but I didn't understand it until I got older. Um, but it's definitely like, I always like got the advice from older people, like learn how to deal with stress. Like that'll save you so much, worry and effort in your life. And that was great advice. Whoever that may be that gave me that, I don't know specifically, but great advice, honestly. And, I mean, if you love these Yap sessions, by the way, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, and also hit that subscribe button if you haven't. About 92%, which is a wild number, of you aren't subscribed. Very large number. And if you all hit subscribe, that would be a lot of subscribers, honestly. So make sure to hit that subscribe button because we are doing this for an entire year. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the somewhat of the gist of what I was talking about during this video, and it did get cut off, and I probably forgot a lot of good talking points that I have, but maybe I improved on some. Um, so I'm not going to worry about that too much because in the end, like I said, that's the topic of the video, and it just so happened that I mean, this video, out of any of the videos that I've ever made, has stressed me out more than I think any other video. Um, with my storage being full, and I got 10 minutes of the video, and I didn't even realize. And then I was like, all right, well, I just recorded like however many more minutes, and then I went to re-record it again and got 20 seconds of the video, and I was like, oh, this is not good because I didn't know what the problem was at first, and then I started freaking out. It's like, what's going on? And then I must have somehow muted my mic throughout all of that and recorded an empty voice clip, or well, and I recorded the video, but I didn't have any audio or voice behind it. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna run into issues. I mean, it's a 365-day challenge. It can't be perfect. Nobody's perfect, and especially not me. But we're improving. We're improving, and that's the key factor. And that's what matters. I mean, you put 20 minutes into something every day, you're going to get better, and you're going to run into issues as well, even after doing it for 115 days, which is crazy to say. Definitely, it's been a very enjoyable challenge though. And I appreciate all of the subscribers, all of you that left comments, as well, like on the original video. I'm going to probably take it down and re-upload this one in its place. This farmer doesn't seem to want to trade me any food, being a little pain in the tush, but we want some of his golden carrots, and we don't have enough emeralds. But like I said, I appreciate the comments, the supportive comments. Like the video title was "Don't stress, life is too short," and it's just an empty voiceover clip, and everybody's like, "Am I going crazy?" No, you're not going crazy. I was the one who was going crazy. And I apologize for that. But like I said, I mean, there's nothing but kind comments on the videos, which shocked me. But in this challenge, I'm just gonna be honest with myself. Like I have to record this voiceover. Like I mean, to me, like in my head, I'd just be thinking about it for the next however many days. So I'd be stressing over it. So the only way to fix that and to alleviate that stress is to just go ahead and record the voiceover. So that's that. I mean, like I said, it's not the end of the world, but that's kind of the key takeaway here is like, you might be stressing over something, but don't worry, it's not the end of the world. There's always a fix. There's always something that could go back. Like, yes, you can't go back in the exact moment and fix everything, but with a lot of things, you can usually fix what went on, what happened, what went wrong. And that's a perfect example with me recording this voiceover. Like, just take the effort to fix this and make it right. But our village is looking beautiful, by the way. I really am proud of the builds that we've made. We're going to collect some melons for some subscribers. I don't know if we're on pace exactly right now at the moment, but our village is looking great. So I chose to leave off there, but make sure to hit that subscribe button and tune in for day 116. And also make sure to leave a like and leave a comment if you want to get on the wall of subscribers, because that's how I'm picking every day. And I will see you all tomorrow.